Donald Trump's legal problems continue to get worse for him. And that's probably a good thing, right? I mean, this guy finally needs to face some kind of justice here in the United States. But anyway, the latest development in his legal case, as described by two legal scholars writing for the Washington Post, they point out that Donald Trump is having a bit of a representation problem. His own lawyers, as it turns out, are also getting sanctioned. And in the case of Rudy Giuliani, who, as we know, is not representing Donald Trump in any of the criminal matters against him, but has represented him in many instances in the recent past, he's under a massive investigation by the prosecutors in New York, the same prosecutors looking into potential malfeasance by the Trump organization and Donald Trump himself and his kids. And then, of course, you have another lawyer that they mentioned, a man by the name of Eric Cardall, who was recently sanctioned by a judge for knowingly filing a frivolous lawsuit trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. It's never a good sign for a defendant when your own legal representation, even if it's in other instances, other cases, when they start getting sanctioned and investigated. That is going to go ahead and tell a jury, who are these people that this guy is choosing to represent him? That's probably a bad sign for the defense lawyers trying to get Donald Trump out of the trouble in New York. When his other lawyers in other cases are going down like flies, getting sanctioned, getting investigated, possibly looking at massive prison sentences, yeah, you're not going to look so good walking into a courtroom and saying, yeah, I'm the legal defense for Donald Trump here. Crap. Now, I'm not like the other guys. I swear to God, I'm not like those other folks. I'm not, I swear. Oh, what it also does, and this is probably the bigger thing. Obviously, you don't want juries to be tainted with outside opinions based on other lawyers that Trump has hired that have been investigated. But no. The bigger problem is that when all your other lawyers start to get indicted and investigated and sanctioned by courts, it makes good lawyers less willing to take on your case. And that is the problem that Donald Trump is having right now. And that's a problem, by the way, we have discussed many times in the past. Donald Trump was really, really struggling to find decent lawyers willing to represent him. He was struggling to find lawyers to represent him in the last impeachment trial. He finally came up with a couple, but we knew it wouldn't matter what those lawyers argued. The Republicans weren't going to let him be convicted in the Senate. So that was kind of a slam dunk no matter who you hired. But these other cases that are continuing to move forward, not just the investigation in New York, but now he's facing two lawsuits over the Capitol riot, one by the police officers, one by Democratic members of Congress. He has major defamation lawsuits that have huge implications for his future by E. Jean Carroll and Summer Zervos. Those are still kicking around. And then, of course, you have, I think, at least 20 other lawsuits that this guy is fighting. So even if you do find good lawyers, which case are you going to put them on? You got 24 cases kicking around out there. There's not enough good defense lawyers in this country willing to take on all of the crap that Donald Trump is facing. So the question is, if he does get the good ones, where does he put them? Probably going to put them towards the New York cases because those are the ones that potentially could carry some kind of prison term if he is convicted. So that means some of these other cases he may have to sacrifice, he may have to lose, he may have to settle just because the guy can't find enough good lawyers willing to put their name out there on a Donald Trump defense team. That is a big problem for the former president moving forward.